Hi, my name's Mandy and welcome to What Mandy Made Next. Today is Thursday. It's the 6th of July 2023. You may have noticed I'm actually in my dining room, a different location today, and that is because it's just too hot up in my craft room. So I live in a dormer bungalow, and with the recent hot spell of weather, it's just became unbearable. I just wasn't enjoying stitching in such a heat. So yeah, I've brought everything downstairs, and for those of you who don't know me and you just come on to this vlog, I actually enjoy sharing with you my crafting, which includes knitting, crochet, cross stitch, embroidery, a whole host of things, sewing, and today I've actually got quite a few garments I want to show you that I've made. You may recall that I'd signed up to a online club with Liberty Bell where we make an angel and they have different aprons. I think I showed you that in my last vlog. I'll pop a link into that vlog down below, and also for the details of the club if you're interested. So this is my angel. Now it does look like she's got a little bit more hair there actually. I'll have to sort that out, but I'll bring her a little bit closer. And I've actually made her up now. I'll show you in more detail. She's got these lovely little pantaloons on and her dress. She's just missing her apron, but yeah, I'm going to show you in a little bit more detail. This is a little wreath. It just sits on top of her head, and I've the pattern suggests that you have loops of hair, but what I've done is I've just curled it round into buns, a little bit like those Tilda angels. So just make sure it's not too ski whiff actually. There we go. And the top of the dress has got this little heart, and then we've got the rickrack around the sleeves. She's quite a tall doll, and then we've got the feet, and I love these pantaloons, and they tie round with some embroidery thread. And yeah, it's quite a primitive looking doll because I chose, there was two kits at the time and I chose this, the gingham one. But I'm just going to make her apron, so next time I see you I'll have the apron ready. And yeah, I'll dress my doll. It'll be the summer apron. So I'll just pop her there. I want to get this dresser sorted out. I want to I don't want to paint it, because I think if you paint something, then you've got to, if you don't like it after a few years, you've got to get all the paint off. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I want to lighten it a bit, and I want to get everything off there, and I want to put some Tilda dolls on there and make it a little bit different. And of course have my tray on there with my embroidery, my cross stitch pillows. So I think that'll look really nice, and maybe a little wall quilt there. So yeah, watch this space. But for the time being, I'm just going to pop my little angel there. Okay, so on a Tuesday, I call that my Thimble Tuesday, and this is where I like to work on cross stitch. Now usually I have a little cross stitch project on a Tuesday and I work on a full coverage one on the Thursday. However, I've been working on this non-stop. I've been a bit naughty really, and this is called Twilights Calm, and it's by Dimensions. It's from their gold collection, and it's on a 14 count ivory cotton Aida. I'm going to show you my progress on that. So this is my Twilight Calm so far. So I have been working on all this area here, I think when I last spoke to you I was sort of in this area, but yeah, I think I've progressed quite a lot, and I'll just love working on this. When you're sort of working on it, you can't really picture it until you take it out of its frame, what it actually, how good it looks. So yeah, I'm really pleased. Now I have to do a lot of back stitching and couching because around this lamp and around the chairs, because apparently this is when it all comes to life. So when I actually start the couching and back stitching, I might take some film just to show you what it's been like. Looks like that needs stretching out a bit there, doesn't it? I've had to do some of this freehand because this is the Ada is really quite thick. It's quite strong. And then I've been using my square frame as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I mean, I just love how this is looking. I really am. Just got a little bit to fill in there. Some of the areas are left blank canvas there, you see, which I don't know if I like. I don't know whether to buy some ecru coloured thread and just fill in. I don't know yet, but yeah, see that area there here is left. If I bring it up a bit closer, that is bare canvas, because that's how it is. But they obviously call it dimensions, because if we look here, you can just see the silhouette of a tree here. Some of these are 3 or 4 threads, but you only do half a cross stitch. So you're getting, I mean, this one here is 5. So if I just show you, oh, that one's 5, yeah, this one here is 5 threads. So yeah, it's quite tough trying to get them through the holes at times. Now this one here is what you call this is a combination. I don't know what's happened there, I'll sort that out in a moment. But I think there's 4 teal threads, and then there's 1 navy blue. So yeah, I think something's happened here. I'll have to sort that out. But that's why I've been using my needle minder a lot, because let's bring it down and show you that little, because obviously, you know, I don't want to keep having to thread up my needles with such a lot of thread. It's quite difficult. I have got some chenille ones with a bigger eye, but it's still hard to thread through. And I've been using this one as well. Let me just see if I can bring it up. It's just from my pack of needles. And it's funny because I was watching Davina. It's got quite a thick eye, but it's a thick shaft. That's the problem going through. But I was watching Davina from Little Workroom Crafts, and she was saying that she'd run out of needles, and she doesn't like to buy the ones what are assorted in a pack. She prefers the size, I think it was 26 like I do, because you don't use all your needles when you get an assorted pack. That's the problem. But yeah, I don't know what's happened there. Looks like I'm going to have to unthread my needle anyhow and sort it out. But that's the sort of dimensions you get, you know. So there's 5 threads there, but 4 are one colour, like I say. And that's what gives you this depth. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm enjoying every moment of it. I wish really that I'd backstitched and couched as I went along, but hey ho, I started in the middle. I don't like to do that. I like to start from the right. Just a bit concerned now that's looking a bit skew-whiff, but it'll all be okay when I come to frame it, and I'll stretch it. But yeah, that's my Twilights Calm. Absolutely loving this. But I'm going to have to put my foot down because I usually like to do that on Thursday, and I've been doing it on a Tuesday as well. But I've got these little kits I picked up from a charity shop, only £3. And it looks like these will be 9b5. I've got this one and I've got this one. So I might start on these and work on these on a Tuesday. So these are using the anchor threads. So I purchased these little boxes, the embroidery thread organisers, and what I'll do is I'll bobbinate my cottons ready and pop them into one of my project bags and start stitching on a Tuesday on this. So you'll see some progress on these next time I speak to you. So at the weekend we went for a walk around Westport Lake. This is in Burslem, but this is the Middleport stretch of the canal, and you can see the barges there in the distance just coming down the canal there, and some Canadian geese. So the Canadian geese have just had their young, so they are wary of you when you're walking round, and yeah, they hiss at you. Dave's just got his ticket, his permit to fish on this particular lake, and you'll probably see in the distance there's a dorsal fin of a carp there just breaking the top of the water. There's lots of weeds at the moment in this lake, so he'll have to rake his swim. And then here are some cygnets. And some footage of some baby coots. So Wool Wednesday, yes. Well, I've got 3 projects for Wool Wednesday. This is where I like to knit or crochet. So I have made some headway on those socks. I always keep my stitch markers and everything on the side. I'll just get this sock out and show you. Now, I mean, I have knit many socks. And I don't know why, but this is just a recipe I use for him. Sorry, just got my stitch markers on there. But I knit toe up, and this is for my partner. He likes this sort of heel. It's called a Flegel heel, and I believe it's named after the designer. Looks like I need to close up a stitch there. But I don't know what happened, but I started increasing for the Flegel heel and it was just off. It wasn't even a number of stitches either side. There was something what went wrong. And you know, you're not going to believe this, but I ripped it out 3 times. This is the 4th time of knitting this up. I think I must have been tired, or I wasn't concentrating enough. But anyhow, it's knit up now, and I'm now working on the leg portion. of the sock. So I don't think I've got many rows to do really. I think I usually knit about 60 to 70 rows. So there's over 10 done already, so that shouldn't take me too long now. I've got 68 stitches altogether on this one. So this is the wool. It's by Opal, and I bought this from Morland's Crafts. Here we go. And it's Fairy Tale. And I know what I wanted to say. Last time I showed you this sock, I was only here, and I was saying that I wanted to knit the heel in this lovely grey colour. I think this is a Regia. So I know what I wanted to say. You know, I've knit the toe in this lovely Regia yarn. Okay, that's the label for that. And I was going to knit the heel in the same colour, so it had a contrasting heel. And when I come to knit the Flegel heel, I realised I couldn't, because that would mean I would knit that bit, but then I would have to, I would have a hole going up, because then I'd be knitting this bit, the gusset bit, and the Fairy Tale. And I thought, whatever made me think I could do that? And when I looked at some tutorials, they were suggesting you use German short rows. But, you know, I didn't want to, because he likes this type of heel, you see. So I think it was Chili Dog. I followed her instruction and knit Freedom for the Flegel heel. But Chili Dog actually knits this bit in the contrast colour. But I thought, you know, for what it is, it's not worth casting off. I'll do the rib at the top of the sock in the contrast, but there we go. That's so far, and I'm hoping by the next time we talk I will have this completed. So yeah, that's a bit thingy there, but anyhow, I'll have to wash and block these, won't I? So my next project, and I've just received the needles from, I think it was Love Crafts, so I can start knitting these up. The World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern, and again I'm going to use the lovely Stylecraft wool in the salmon colourway to match the beloved. So in this bag I've got my new needles now for knitting the World's Simplest Mittens. So pop that over there. So this is the wool I used. It's the Stylecraft Heathers range, and the colourway is Wild Salmon. And if you remember last time I spoke to you, I'd made this little beloved bonnet by Tin Can Knits. So I'm going to make the World's Simplest Mittens, and I'm going to make them knit them on these Knit Pros, the Symphonies, and we'll see how I get on. So I've got a 3.25 and a 3.75. So I'm just hoping I'm going to see the colour on these needles, but I'll tell you how I get on with these next time I speak to you. Just while I'm on about Tin Can Knits, they have got a new app. So I've downloaded the app onto my iPad, and I think there's all the free patterns are on there. So yeah, I need to explore that app a little bit more. But yeah, it looks really good. So you may recall I'm aiming to crochet a blanket for each of my daughters for Christmas. Now, I've managed my youngest daughter's blanket. That's completed now. You saw that last time. It's the Spring Frost blanket by Attic 24. And I did say I was going to start on the Fireside blanket. It isn't the Fireside blanket. I got a little bit mixed up. It is actually the Yuletide blanket. So I'll show you. I've put it in my winter crochet bag because it is for winter. But these are some of the colours I will be working with. Aren't they lovely? Absolutely beautiful. Now this will be for my middle daughter. They don't watch these vlogs, I'm okay. These are like a jewel colour. Now her lounge and dining room, her lounge especially, as she has these emerald green velvet sofa, and she in the hallway it's like a teal colour on the wall. So they're these sort of warm colours that her decor in her house is like. So I thought that would look lovely. It would complement her decor really good. So I have, you know, we have floss drops in cross stitch. Well, I've made some little drops there just with the colours on, so that I don't get confused when I start crocheting this blanket up. And yeah, I think I'm going to start that project next week and see how we go. So that is all what I've been up to with yarn. On a Friday I like to sew, usually a garment either for myself or for my family. And on a Saturday I like to quilt, that's what I call my scrappy Saturday. And on a Sunday it's a slow stitch, and that's when I'm embroidering, and I'm aiming to make a Beatrix Potter quilt. However, I last year made my partner 2 shirts and for go on holiday with, and I also made myself a couple of dresses. I did a vlog about those makes. Now the scraps of fabric, I don't know about you, but you have maybe 2 meters of fabric and you've got it folded up and it's only taking that much space up. But by the time you've finished your garment, all the scraps, no matter how much I iron them and fold them, there seems to be a lot more, take up a lot more room. And I just wanted to get more space. So I thought I'm going to use these scraps. This is the shirt I made my partner last year. It was a simplicity pattern. I'm sorry, I've just pulled it out the wardrobe and it's a little bit creased. I've had to tidy out the wardrobe actually, because tell you. So I've hung all these shirts and made sure all these t-shirts are folded up and put in the drawer. But this is like I think it's called a Revere collar, but a lot of people call them camp or fireside shirts. So yeah. So I made him that, you see, and I had quite a lot of scrap fabric left over. So let me show you what I've done with all this scrap fabric. This is for my grandson. He is 6 years old, so I use this pattern. It's my Old Faithful for my grandsons. It's M6548, this McCall's pattern. And it's well worth it. In fact, I think I might buy another one because this goes from age 3 to 6 and I want maybe 7 to 10 now. But yeah, I made a size 6. He's only just 6, so this should fit him. So look, I got that out of the scraps. I just popped some little plain buttons on there. No biggie, it's just for him to play out in. And yeah, really, really pleased. So not only did I get my partner's shirt out, but out the scraps, I've got this. So then I made him some shorts. So again, this is from the same McCall's pattern. So it's straight at the front. Sorry, I'm showing you the back. It's straight at the front, and then we've got this elasticated waist at the back, which I thought was brilliant. So we've got a little matching set there for him. I've used the plaid again for the top of the short, but then there's the second section in the navy blue, and then I thought I may as well use all this navy blue cotton up, what I got left over. So yeah, The bottom half are navy and the top is just that plaid. So it's used all of this up now. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of fabric left over from the original shirt. And then, not to be beaten, I just kept going and going and going with this fabric. I made a pair of little trousers for my granddaughter's Barbie doll. So yeah, there we go. Just got to press that seam open. So those are flat at the front, and they got this elasticated waist at the back. So I'm getting my money's worth. I'll just show you the pattern for the Barbie. I've got a little book for Barbie dresses, outfits, but I've also got this pattern here. It's Simplicity. Now it's 4719, and I made that view there for the trousers. I thought that would lend itself quite well to that trouser shape. This is all what's left now of that fabric. These are just the little scraps left, and you can't even use it for a doll's dress really, only little small pieces. Now sometimes I might just throw those away, but I can do something with this because it's a plaid. So I've ironed them, and I'm just going to put those in my scrap basket now, and I can use this for a bit of patchwork. Although it is a thin cotton, it's not a quilting cotton, but yeah, I can use it for something. And there's the navy blue. Now I did make my partner another shirt last year, and out of that I've made another one of these shirts. However, there wasn't enough for the collar, and that's why I purchased this navy blue cotton, you see. So I haven't got the shirt with me because he's got the shirt now, but I'm going to pop a picture of him wearing it. Now apparently it's quite cool now to roll the sleeves up, so that's what he's done. So yeah, I've been quite busy there making these little shirts out of scrap fabric because I just wanted it gone. So yeah, really pleased. So my next make are two dresses for my granddaughters. Now you've seen this pattern many a time. I've used this if you've watched my vlogs. It's the Butterick 3762. It's such a versatile pattern. You don't need to keep on buying patterns for little girls' dresses. This will do a lot of things for, you know, a lot of different style of dress for you. I mean, if you don't want it so gathered, you don't have to have it so gathered, if you know what I mean. You can just halve the skirt piece. There's lots you can do. I mean, you know, you can have Peter Pan collar on, you can have the dress. There's a view here where it's got tucks in it. And look at that, I'd love make that. And that looks like either silk or satin with an organza over it. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. I really do want to make a dress like that for them. Now, this size only goes to a 5-year-old. It's 2 to 5. So again, I think I'm going to have to get on the website, look at Jaycott's and purchase another pattern, because, you know, it's really worth it, this one is. It's a zip back, and I don't know why, but I wanted to do a button back because I want to get a little bit more into heirloom sewing. Although this isn't a heirloom, obviously, but I just wanted to see if I could convert it and not put a zip in. So I haven't used a Peter Pan collar on this, but what the pattern does is to edge the neckline they use a bias binding, and I don't like that. So I just made another bodice up, and I put the wrong sides together and sew that in, so that not only lines the bodice, but it gives me the facing. So this is the dress. think it's charming. It's quite long and it's in this beautiful cotton gauze. I'll bring it up a little bit closer and you can see. So all I've got to do is put the buttons on. And the reason I'm showing you this now, because I'm going to pop the buttons on and then I'm just going to give them to them on Monday. Now for the back, I went down to where the zip is. I didn't put a placket in like you should do. So this is the dress for my older granddaughter, and as you can see, I just make up the bodice again and then I just slip it inside, and that makes it lined then. If I turn it over, all I'm going to do is pop some buttonholes on, and it'll button up from there to there. I didn't do a placket, but I have made plackets before, but it's something I need to get more into really. There's a great tutorial by Christine from House of Smocking on how to do placket. And this is the next dress. Now I have got to put the lining in this. It's not lined yet, but that's that one. So yeah, 2 little dresses. I didn't have enough fabric to give it the full gather, so you know that doesn't matter, no one's going to notice. But there we go, 2 lovely little dresses there. So it's that time now where I'm going to do the draw for this project bag. I'll perhaps pop a little something in it as well, but yeah. So I'm using the actual YouTube random comment picker, and I was hoping to film it, but I hadn't pressed the button on my camera. But I will put a screenshot up of the winner, and here we go. Yeah, well done, Mary. I'm glad it's you. I'm glad that you've won this prize. I really am, because you've been really supportive to me with your comments. If you can email me your details, Mary, or you can either do it through Instagram or through the email. All the details will be down below, and then I can get this sent off to you. Until next time, happy crafting.